Shalom. First off, I want to start off by saying all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakal Kodash. This all praise to the world calls God and Jesus Christ, the true names, and Hebrews Yahweh for the Heavenly Father, Yahushai for his beloved Son. I also want to say double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and mercy to the hopeful elect, preaching this word in truth and sincerity. This is the brother Tazabah. Lord willing, with another lesson to edify. We're in the time where the Lord's, setting everything up for the battle. In the ancient times, the first thing they would do is make sure they have enough men and get the weaponry ready. And the Lord has already gathered the nations in the valley of Yahweh, and now he's making them get their weaponry right. And their weaponry is only from the Heavenly Father. So these things are big, man. This stuff is happening faster and faster. A lot of things are falling apart to the point that prophecies are being relevant in this time, man. You can see the effect of it and what it's gonna come down to. So I got a few clips, a video, and Lord willing, this is edified. This is Brother Tazbah once again in Arizona camp. Shalom.
شد. هویزه یک موشک کروز زمینی است و با توجه به قابلیت‌های تاکتیک پذیری بالا، ماندگاری طولانی در صحنه نبرد و رادارگریزی می‌تواند در هر شرایط.
موشک کروز برده بلند از خانواده سومار با نام هویزه که امروز تقدیم نیروهای مسلح میشه
ساخته و به نیروی هوافضایی است.
این محصول دارای
They had a successful test of this new long-range cruise missile in Iran. The Lord is making everything good for this war, man. Let's get some of these articles. It says U.S. Energy Depot blindsides in Nevada with secret delivery of 0.5 ton of weapons-grade plutonium. And what they use that for is to make nuclear weapons. Now it says, in Nevada also used to be a testing site to test out nuclear weapons as well. It says the U.S. Department of Energy secretly shipped 0.5 of a metric ton of weapons-grade plutonium to Nevada despite the state's strong opposition to receiving the nuclear material. The state government fears more deliveries may follow. And he's right, because the Lord is getting this battle ready, man. He's getting every country, including Babylon the Great, which is America in the scriptures, ready. So he's trying to make sure everybody has the swords, man. Remember, man, this is going to be the war to end wars, man. This is going to be the final war. So the Lord's going to show out, and he wants everybody to have everything they need to fight. This is reading on in the scriptures in the article. It says the Energy Department infuriated Nevada's government with the admission that it had shipped weapons-grade plutonium from South Carolina to a nuclear security site 113 kilometers north of Las Vegas before November. When state authorities asked for the court order blocking such a move, they didn't specify when the cross-country journey had occurred, merely that enough time had elapsed since then to disclose it without compromising national security. You see, these things are happening in the spirit. The Lord's letting these things go. Now, Russian Navy gets new weapons to induce hallucinations and blind the enemy. It says a new weapon installed on Russian warships can make enemy soldiers miss targets by blinding them while also causing hallucinations and making them want to vomit. The two Russian frigates were fitted with a new non-lethal Dazzler type weapon, 5P-42 Flin Eagle Owl. The manufacturer the manufacturer's representative told RIA Novosti the weapon is designed to temporarily blind the enemy. It creates a strobe-like effect that disrupts eyesight, seriously hampering the soldier's ability to aim at night. Russ Electronics, which produces the weapon, stated. It says, during testing, volunteers use assault rifles, sniper rifles, and machine guns to shoot targets placed up to 2 kilometers away and protected by the device. They all had trouble aiming because they couldn't see the target. 45% of the volunteers reported feeling dizzy, nauseous, disoriented. 20% are said to have experienced hallucinations described as a ball of light moving in front of our eyes. The company didn't specify how many people participated in the test. You see, this is another way the Lord's getting this thing ready, and we're going to pull out scriptures too to tell you why this is so significant. It says, this is another article. It says Putin greenlights creation of hypersonic mid-range missiles as U.S. suspends INF treaty. It says Russia will start developing a new type of mid-range missile as it suspends the 1987 intermediate range nuclear force treaty. The INF. The decision comes in response to U.S. halting the participation in the agreement. I agree with the proposal to create a ground-based hypersonic mid-range missile, President Vladimir Putin said during a meeting with the nation's defense chief, a foreign minister on Saturday. He also endorsed the Army's suggestion to make a ground-based model of the Cabler cruise missile, which is currently fitted on all planes, warships, and submarines. You see? This is how it really is getting, man. All sides are getting ready for war. You know, in America, they'll have you believe that, you know, no nation is going to do all these things. Nobody's foolish enough to let these things go. But you got to understand, the Lord is controlling all this. Let me see if I get this. Kingdoms, the hardest for them. Let me see if I can get this real quick. Proverbs 21. Proverbs 21 and 1, it says, the king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh. As the rivers of water, he turneth them whatsoever he will. Every way of man is right in his own eyes, but Yahweh pondered the hearts. You see? See, the Lord's controlling this, man. You know, the Lord's making these kings of these nations, meaning these dignitaries, get riled up like they are, because they know in their mind that all these actions that they're doing is serious and grave, man. But the Lord is the one controlling it, man. They can't help but to do it, man. You know, and this is all the sign that the Lord is making these things happen, because in Jeremiah the 50th chapter, I started 23, yeah. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How has Babylon become a desolation among the nations, you know? And the hammer of the whole earth is America, man. They're the ones who can go into every country and set up policy. And these people can't do anything about it. They're the ones who go into nations with military bases and set up shop, and they never leave. They're the hammer of the whole earth. verse 24, it says, I have laid a snare for thee. Thou art also taken, O Babylon. Thou wast not aware. It says, thou art found and also caught because thou hast striven against Yahweh. You know, and this is why all these nations are getting ready to do what they're doing. This is why these nations are getting ready to do what they're doing, because the Lord's setting them up. Because the Lord's setting them up. Now it says, verse 25, it says, Yahweh had opened his armory, he had brought forth the weapons of indignation, for this is the work of Yahweh, power of hosts, in the land of the Chaldees. You see? This is the work of the Lord. That's why the Lord's having all these nations get their armory like this, man. Slovakia. Plowshares. Get this. Slovakia. This is Joel 3 and 10. This is Joel 3 and 9. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears, let the weak say I'm strong. You see, every nation is getting ready, man. All the nations, all the Gentiles are preparing for war, you know? Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about thither. Cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. It says, let the heathen be weakened and come up to the valley of Yahweh, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about, you know, and this is what the Lord is getting ready, man. That's why I read in the book of Jeremiah, the 50th chapter. Jeremiah, the 50th chapter, 25th verse, I believe. Yahweh opened his armor and brought forth the weapons of his indignation, for this is the work of Yahweh, power of hosts, in the land of the Chaldees. You see? You know, come up against her from the uttermost border, open her storehouses, cast her up as heaps, and destroy her utterly. Let nothing of her be left, because America will be destroyed in this third world's war. The Lord is only letting these nations get the armory and the battlements that they have because he's opening up his armory. This is his work. You know, we're coming in a time and it's fast approaching, and then we're already in that time, man. It's not even coming into it, man. We're in the time where the nations are getting their weapons ready for this final battle, man. This is Ezekiel, the 21st chapter. I'm going to start at the, let's see, 6th verse. Yeah, Ezekiel 21 and 5, it says, that all flesh may know that I am Yahweh, that I, Yahweh, have drawn forth my sword out of its sheath. It shall not return anymore. And this is talking about the missiles, man. Because the scriptures tell you, if I wet my glittering sword in heaven, that glittering sword, you know, in that spear, it's talking about, in the bow also, it's all talking about missiles. You know, why is it glittering, Ben? Because that propulsion system is pushing it through the air. Now, verse 6, sigh therefore, thou son of man, with the breaking of thy loins, and with bitterness sigh before their eyes. And it shall be when they say unto thee, wherefore sighest thou? Thou shalt answer, for the tidings, because it cometh, and every heart shall melt, and all hands shall be weak, all hands shall be feeble, and every spirit shall faint, and all knees shall be weak as water. Behold, it cometh, and shall be brought to pass, said Yahweh. You see, and this is what is going to happen, man. This is what we're coming into. When this sight comes, man, because the scriptures talk about 200 million missiles are going to hit down in Babylon the Great. There's going to be missiles hitting down everywhere, man. But the main site of destruction, where the greatest destruction is going to be in America, man. Because this is the proud, lofty nation that dwells without cares. Now, verse 8. And again the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy and say, Thus say Yahweh, a sword is sharpened and also furbished, man. And that's going into being a sword is being perfected. That's why all these nations are having successful ballistic tests, man. So successful long-range missile test. It says, it is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is also furbished that it may glitter. Shall we then make mirth? It contemneth the rod of my very son as my son rod of my son as a very tree. It says, and he hath given it to be furbished that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened. It is sharp, and it is furbished to give into the hand of the slayer. And that's what the Lord's done. He's given it into the hand of the slayer. That's meaning all these other nations, man. Every nation is going to have it, man. And first and foremost, the Edomites are going to have it. That's the peak of the slayer, man. It's Isaiah the 54th chapter in the 16th verse. I started 15. Let's see what it is. I'll start at 16. It says, Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I've created the waster to destroy. You see? These scientists that make these weapons, the Lord's made them for this. It says, this is what the Lord's made, and this is what he's going to use in these last days, man. That's why brothers are so adamant about doing this work, because we don't want to be left in this, man. When this stuff starts going down, unless the Lord tells you personally in that day, come up hither, because that's what the scriptures say. The Lord is going to say, come up hither, man, till the wrath of the Lord be over. You're going to have to be in those chariots. If you're left on the ground in that day, man, that's it for you. It's Isaiah 9 and 5. And I'm going to end it on this. Yeah, Isaiah 9 and 5. It says, For every battle of the warriors is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fury of fire. You see? Every battle of the war was garments rolled in blood and all that, man. Because in the ancient world, they fought with swords, hand-to-hand combat. And this war is going to be straight fire, man. There's new weapons, man. Weapons create hallucinations, as we already read, man. This is a serious time, man. So to those that are on the fence about whether or not they should take this serious, hey, man, I suggest you take it serious and you get out there and you find those brothers on the highways and byways and start learning. Because it says knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability at times. So Lord's will, this is edifying. I want to say, call Allah, Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, Bashim Rakal Kodash, Shalom.